Welcome, one and all, to the Technical Difficulties cast, where you record a podcast for like 20 minutes and the computer decides to restart and just screws everything up.
Yeah, it's all over.
You know, I want you guys to know that we had a really decent opening in here titled Who Wants to Be a Goofy Movie Millionaire?
Yep.
And my computer decided it was going to be a dick.
Yep.
And restart for no reason.
Yeah, so, now you'll never get to hear that.
Yeah, sorry guys. Nothing I can do about it. And
Bummer.
so Audacity starts to close, and it's like, do you want to save this project? And I'm like, I'm not trying to close Audacity. Why do I want to close Audacity in the middle of a recording? Cancel, and everything just went away in front of my very eyes.
It was all gone. Everything was gone. Well,
nothing means anything anymore, Ryan.
It's true. This is the Bear vs. Man cast.
Yeah. I'm having deja vu.
It's May 6th.
Yep, and this is a video game podcast about video games. We're going to tell you a little bit about our personal insight into the subject, some games we played this week.
Yep.
We're going to talk about some news, what's happening around these parts in this. Yeah, fuck it, man.
Video games.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, the usual. We're going to do the usual. We played some good games this week.
Yeah.
I think. I played good games this week. I don't know about you, Ryan.
I only played below average to mediocre games.
Was that intentional? Like you said, like...
No, that's not true. I played two...
playing shite this week?
I played 2 great games this week.
I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, me too.
Two great games.
Yeah. Great.
2 grape games.
2 grape games. They were both purple and artificially flavored.
Oh, sweet, dude. Hey, I'm going to sulk a little bit more while you talk about a game. I need to build myself up and just...
Are you, like, upset?
I'm downtrodden.
Don't be upset, man.
Man, we had that sweet berate sesh where I was yelling at you about you not knowing how to play Trivia Crack, and...
It's all true.
And then I talked about how I stopped playing Trivia Crack because one time they asked me which one of the following is a deer, and the answer was moose.
That's bullshit, man.
It sucks. Ryan, what'd you play this week?
Don't be so sad. I played a mobile game.
Oh, did you play Escape?
Yeah.
You sent me a link that just said Escape by Congregate, and it was a link to the App Store, and I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
That was my not-so-subtle hint of telling you that you should buy it.
Was it always 99 cents?
I think so. That's what I got it for.
I could have sworn the first time you sent it to me it was free, like it was like a promotion.
I doubt it.
Okay, well, I'm just crazy. Apparently I'm losing my mind. So
Yes, you are.
I'll just download it right now.
Yeah, you should. It's really tight. So, Escape. Good luck finding this game on the App Store.
Diamond Penthouse Escape 1?
Yep. Don't search for that. The way to find this game is to Google search Escape.
I'm just gonna use the link. You texted me.
Use the link.
Can you escape the tower? Diamond Penthouse Escape 2?
No, it's not that. It's not.
Farmville 2 Country Escape.
It's still not. You'll have to scroll surprisingly far.
Oven Break Infinity.
Nope.
What?
None of those are the game.
Escape the Tide Girls.
None of those are this game.
That's not what that word means. Quing Wang.
Not that game.
Can you escape Temple Adventure? Oh wow, that actually has a lot of good reviews.
No, this is not what no, stop.
Right, I'm having a lot of fun right now.
Stop it.
Wedding Escape.
Nick.
It has new puzzle mechanics, right?
I don't give a shit.
So the one thing that caught my eye when you sent me that link, I noticed that you can play Escape, not to be confused with the board game Escape.
Great board game, by the way.
So much fun. But you can play Escape to earn GameStop power-up reward credits?
Are you for real?
I think that's what it said. I'm gonna find that link and I'm gonna read it.
Okay. Can I talk about this game now? Are you done?
I think this is, yeah, I guess. I thought it was important to talk about that that interesting thing I noticed.
No, it was mostly referring to the 3 minutes where you looked at things that were not Escape in the App Store. But hey, it's okay.
That was fun.
No,
that was fun.
I completely disagree. Okay, Escape.
Escape the Tide Girls. Do they mean like save or like help them escape?
Nobody cares about the Tide Girls. Nobody cares.
Oh, so Escape has a backslash before it and a / after it.
Yeah, but
I couldn't find it.
If you search for that, you still come up with the same things.
Escape is here and is the first iOS game that lets you earn Congregate badges and GameStop power-up reward points when you play.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
You're a pixelated ninja with lightning-fast reflexes, escape on his mind, and a giant laser beam on his tail. Tap to wall jump higher and higher, but watch out for the obstacles that await.
Escape.
So, yeah. So, that's what Ryan played this week. We don't even need him to get into it, really.
I don't, because you're a dick.
I explained it all. Well, what do you think of Escape?
It's fun.
Really?
I had fun. I was gonna tell you about the game, but Nick did it already. So why am I even here?
Well, I did whatever. I gave the fucking stupid ass elevator speech App Store thing.
Okay, so Escape has.
I can't turn it off.
Yeah, turn the ringer off.
The ringer is off. I'm podcasting.
Oh, whatever. So Escape is like an endless wall jumper. It's still on. Well, the music's really good, so I guess that's fine.
Oh, I'm wall jumping.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I died. How
Yeah,
do I jump higher?
Hold the screen down.
Okay, I turned off the sound.
Okay.
You can continue talking.
Yeah, so basically the way the game works is you're a little ninja dude at the bottom, and then you just tap the screen, and when you tap the screen, you jump to the other wall, depending on how long you hold the screen down. I guess that's not the way to phrase that, but depending on how long
I'm finding it's hard to control how long you have have it held down for. I kind of want to hold it down.
You figure it out. You'll figure it out real quick. But yeah, the longer you play it, the more you kind of understand the subtle nuances of the
I'm
jumping.
already getting some of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I jumped to the spikes.
Yeah.
Is this good podcasting?
No.
Too bad.
But anyway, I don't know. It's really fun. It's super addicting.
Yeah, it's like a little. Yeah, it's one of them kind of pick up and play for. It's one of them toilet games.
I was just gonna say this is a game I often play while pooping.
I was gonna be a little bit more subtle than that.
Nope.
Hey, I got my top score.
Sick.
Is this fun?
Yeah, it's fun. It's good.
I'm flying like a ninja.
If you wanna look into it, it's you. Google Escape by Congregate and you'll find it. Don't bother searching in the App Store. You'll never find it.
But you will find Escape the Tide Girls.
Nobody cares about that.
King Yang does. He made that game.
King Yang, I'm going to tell you, King Yang, if you're listening, I don't care.
Wow, man, that's cold.
I don't care.
We should be supporting developers that make the games that we love.
Don't care.
Oh man, that's gruesome. So you hit the spikes and you get electrocuted, and then you fall onto the laser beam anyways, and your body just gets ripped to shreds.
Yep.
Now I see why this game is for 9+ ages.
Yeah, there's a little pixelated skeleton that pops out.
That's
that makes
spooky,
it
man.
sad.
You can't play that game in China. Skeletons are taboo.
That's true.
It's a little insight for you guys.
Anyway, I play Escape.
Oh, I played Escape too, apparently.
Nick ruined it.
What are you talking about? That was a fine segment.
No, I disagree. Whatever. Who cares? We're not professionals. Nick, what'd you play?
Do we ever claim to be?
Yes.
Hey, so I played this really cool game that I've been meaning to play for a long time. It's a PC game, and it's called Ironcast.
What's that?
Actually, you know what? It might be called Ironcasts.
Either way.
So it's a game about Victorian mechs.
What?
And is also... It's not a match 3. It's like
It's a match 5.
It's a Connect 4. No, it's I don't know, the game that I played that it's like is this game called Dungeon Raid on iOS.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other games that are like it. You get a grid and there's different pieces in it, and you have to pick one type of piece and draw a line through all of them, or like all adjoining ones, and then you collect those pieces. And it's kind of intricate because it's not just like simple bejeweled like match pieces so you get the high score, like draw lines so you get the high score. It's like you have a Victorian mech and you're fighting another Victorian mech, and you have like ammo pieces and energy pieces and coolant pieces and repair pieces.
Sure.
And you collect them into your like storage where you can use them. You can either fire your weapons, you can use energy to make your mech start walking, which boosts your evasion, or you can put up shields that reduces a certain amount of damage from every shot that you take. And then every turn, those both go down a level. So you can like spend energy to make your guy walking at like speed level 3, but then next turn he's going to be walking at speed level 2.
Okay.
So you're constantly like trying to be looking at the enemy's weapons and being like, what's my best course of action here? Would it be easier to evade, or do I want to try and block it? And you have like skills you can use that depend on which mech you chose, and then as you level up, they give you a choice of like some different passive abilities and active abilities. It's a little bit more intricate than I thought it was going to be, actually. Which is a good thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, it's a very simple concept of just being like, ooh, all these blue things are pretty. I'm going to drag my mouse across all of them that are in a row and collect them. And then they take it to like a whole nother level. It's actually really complex because you don't necessarily want to make like super huge chains because your reserves are fairly low. Like, you can easily make chains, or sometimes you'll be in a position to make chains of like 15 pieces, but you can only hold like, depending on which Ironcast you chose, you can only hold like maybe 10 at once. So you don't want to necessarily just like go crazy with the matching, and you have to find the right balance of like the defense and offense. It's really interesting. I don't know why I put it off, because I was always looking forward to it. I actually kickstarted this game.
What?
Which I surprisingly haven't actually kickstarted that many games. I think I've only ever donated to like 3 Kickstarters.
Ever?
Yeah.
I think I'm up to 5.
I did LA Game Space.
What?
And Ironcast.
Mm-hmm.
And Shovel Knight.
Mm-hmm.
I think is everything I've ever kickstarted.
Should I just tell you everything I've ever kickstarted?
Sure. Is it stupid?
Probably, yeah.
Is it just retarded?
Yes.
Yeah, hit me.
What the fuck? Shovel Knight.
Okay, solid.
Smart Guys.
Okay, yeah, sure. Awesome.
Sancerre Sous Vide Circulator.
Okay, you're crazy.
You Are Now Earthbound.
What does that mean?
So that's You Are Now Earthbound was a Kickstarter by the Fangamer guys, who made the Mother 3 handbook.
Not the translation patch guys?
Yes.
That's them?
Yeah, that's them.
Those are cool guys.
I gave them an ungodly amount of money.
How much money are we talking?
More than $100 US.
Holy shit.
They're doing an Earthbound player's guide in a similar fashion, which I'm getting in hardcover, plus a whole bunch of other shit, including a USB thumb drive that looks like a Nest bot.
Looks like a Nest bot.
Like, you know when
At the end of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. No spoilers.
No spoilers. But that. I also kickstarted 10 Candles, which is a horror storytelling game. And I kickstarted a keyboard for iPhone.
Okay. Cool. 10 Candles, huh?
Yeah, it's really neat.
I hope we... any idea when we're going to see that? Or that does sound kind of neat.
It's a role playing game. I don't know if you'd be into that.
Wait, what kind of game is this?
It's one that you sit around a table and play.
Oh, nope, fuck that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Still sounds neat, but I just don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. It's okay. Anyway, what were we talking about?
If I wanted to role play, I would play WoW on Moonguard.
No. Because
Yes.
I play role playing games and I wouldn't do that on Moonguard. Like I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
well, that's just
wouldn't.
like your opinion, man. Hey, so Ironcast.
Yeah,
right?
okay, great.
So I thought it was going to be an adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
A la everything comes back to Puzzle Quest. Thought it was going to be like Puzzle Quest, where you get your Ironcast and you continuously upgrade them, and they just get better and better, and then you beat the final boss like 4 to 10 hours later.
Okay.
Boy, was I wrong.
No, you were wrong.
If you die at any point in Ironcast,
You die in real
just
life.
boots you back to the main menu.
That's
I'm
horrible.
like, this is... Well, okay, so admittedly, the experience you earn goes towards your global rank that, unlocks new characters and stuff, and also potentially makes you stronger, increases your starting HP, or increases the HP you gain per level in every game going further.
Uh-huh.
So that I do like, because I think that roguelike games that don't make you a little bit better in between rounds
Yeah, totally.
are a little bit... I understand that that's where the series started, but I have no interest in playing games like that. So it's got that going for it. But it's just really lame that it's I picked the wrong mission, or I misclicked or something, and now I'm dead and I have to start from nothing. And it takes it actually doesn't really take that long to play a game. It would take an hour if you're doing well to get through some of the missions and then move on to the boss. And then you beat the first boss, and then you can do 4 more missions, so you fight the next boss. And that only takes an hour to an hour and a half, so it's not totally horrible. But I just that's some. There's been a lot of times where I thought this game was a game was going to be a cohesive game.
Yep.
And then it's nope, we're just an arcadey piece of shit. And I was like, oh. You ever heard of Dungeon Hearts?
Nope.
It's you play as these 4 adventurers who are running through a dungeon, and you have to... It's a half puzzle, half almost rhythm game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very dynamic, and you're mashing pieces, and I can't remember exactly the mechanics, but I thought it was going to be a fun game where you controlled a group of heroes and chose where to go and gave them equipment or something. And it's just a game that everyone just starts out at level 0, and then you just match a bunch of pieces and level up temporarily, and then you die and just go back to the main menu and do it all over again. I'm this is a goddamn iPad game. And I understand a lot of games have to operate like that on mobile platforms.
Sure. Yep.
That arcadey format where you just you get one game and then you lose and you do that one game over again, but it's slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned Dungeon Raid before, it's a super super minimalistic like a board and you drag lines to the pieces. There's like swords and shields and healing potions or whatever. And like enemies drop in that you have to destroy. You have to match them along with the swords to do damage, and then like boss enemies will appear that are harder and have special things, and
Yeah.
super minimalistic. Rounds don't take that long because at a certain point, like, you just get crushed. But like you match gold pieces, and then like you earn experience points, and you can pick your level up bonuses, and it's very that arcade format works because it's an iOS game. But I'm like Ironcast is a PC game, and I want it to just be more cohesive.
Sure.
But that's not the game they wanted to make. Also, if it came out on iPad, I would not even be surprised because it would work perfectly on a tablet.
All right. Sweet.
I don't know, I think the game's cool though, and I started playing it the other night when I didn't really know what to play, and I was a little bit like I was playing it. I was like, okay, I get this. This is cool. And then I got kicked back to the main menu, and I was like, that's less cool, but I'm gonna give it one more shot. And then I did it again, and I like died to the first boss that time, and I was like, all right, you know what? It's getting kind of late. I'm just gonna go to bed. And I closed the game, and I was like, no, actually, I'm gonna play more Ironcast. This game is cool. And I played more Ironcast, and I made it like farther than I ever did before. It's actually like I said, it's surprisingly complex. Keep completing missions and getting new pieces and like adding pieces to your mech. It's like okay, so it's. Have you ever played Front Mission for the Super Nintendo?
No, but I've always thought about it.
It's a pretty cool game, but it's a tactics game.
I like those.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool game. You play as a mech, and like each of your whole team is mechs, and you fight other mechs, and each of the mechs has independent body parts that can break.
Yep.
And it's very much the same system in this. It's like if you target a mech's like left weapon and you destroy it, they can't use it anymore, although they can repair it. I'm a little bit confused as to how your enemy uses like energy and repair nodes and coolant and stuff like that. Because they don't actually. I can't see their board to know if they even have one.
Oh.
Unless. So, once again, it reminds me of Puzzle Quest, where you share a board with someone. It's very clear, like if I don't match these skulls right now, the enemy's going to match these skulls and do damage to me. Potentially.
Yeah.
But in Ironcast, it's like, well, I'm going to match all these ammo nodes, and then they're going to like increase their coolant, and then fire their weapon, and then start walking 2 times for some reason. I haven't really asked too many questions about that. I kind of just said like, oh, they're just going to do what they're going to do. Although I have noticed they'll waste time, like if they waste time repairing or moving, they won't fire. So it seems like they have a limited number of actions.
Yeah.
But I don't really get the extent of it at all.
I mean, you might have to play more.
Yeah, I'm probably going to play more.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty cool game. It's fun, just simple kind of matching stuff, but you also have to match the right nodes. You can't just do all willy-nilly. Because it can be kind of hard.
Like looks like a game I would hate.
Oh, it's actually kind of, well, maybe. I think it's kind of cool.
I don't like Puzzle Quest.
Oh, it's not like Puzzle Quest.
But it looks like Puzzle Quest.
Yeah, but it's... I mean, what about Puzzle Quest don't you like?
The part, any of it. Any of it.
You don't like role-playing games with stories and equipment?
Not if I have to play puzzles to do it.
What Ironcast is I would not describe what Ironcast has you do as a puzzle.
Okay.
You just look at... You're like, oh, wow, there's a lot of yellow pieces right now. I'm just going to drag my mouse through all of them because they're in a row. That's not a puzzle.
I don't know. Well, I'm glad you kind of like it. I guess. I don't know.
You don't... You're not sounding very convincing. You're like, yeah, I'm glad you like it. You just sound like really just like bitter for some reason.
What? I don't know. Fuck it.
I think it's a cool game.
Fine. Good.
I think I may have... I had certain things I wanted to mention about this game. I think I may have forgot some of them. I also, once again, I tried to explain it real good, but I don't think I did.
That's all right.
Good job.
That's okay.
Check it out. It's on Steam.
This game is $15, Nick.
So?
I just want to point out that, like, I've paid $15 for games that seem like way more of a game.
What are you talking about? Like what?
I don't know.
This game is actually very much a game.
It doesn't seem very robust on the surface.
There's actually a lot to do in this game. I'm surprised. Because there's like the whole global unlock system. And, unfortunately, it's got that really shitty... There's a lot of gameplay to be had. But ultimately, you're just going to be, like, doing, like, similar type missions and then fighting the same, like, boss and then being like, oh god, there's no way I'm strong enough for the second boss.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, eventually you just keep dying enough, your global level goes up that you might be able to eventually be that second boss.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily something that I think is good gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
I just generally kind of disagree with the sentiment that it, like, if you just keep replaying it over and over, you'll eventually win.
Yeah, totally.
But at a certain point, like, games like that are made by small teams, and that's a valid way to increase gameplay time, which increases value, which increases the likelihood that people will buy your game. And they don't have the time to make Final Fantasy X.
Who does?
You just, like, go, like, everything that happens is a unique experience, new areas, new characters, new cutscenes all the time. It's very, very different kinds of games. So what they're doing, I think, is valid, but I also think that that's some mobile shit.
It looks like an iPad game, like you said, just from these screenshots.
I don't officially know if they have any plans to release it on an iPad, but I don't know why they wouldn't. Because it's totally playable like that, and like I said, it's some mobile shit. Like that whole... I mean, the interface would work, and then it's just... But that's the thing, it's also not bite-sized segments.
Yep.
I mean, you can quit in the middle of a campaign and resume it later, but it's not like... It's not a toilet game.
No.
So, I don't know exactly where this game fits, but it's kind of a cool game.
Yep.
It's simultaneously less and more than what I thought it would be when I kickstarted it. So, use that information as you will.
Yep.
Why, you want to tell us about a game that you played?
I do. Do you like spaceships?
A little bit.
Do you...
Captain Forever Remix?
Nope. Do you like pressing X to engage hyperdrive?
I can't say I've ever done that, so I don't know.
Do you like exploring an open space world?
No Man's Sky?
No. I played Elite Dangerous.
Game is not out. Oh, you didn't mention this was a freaking flight simulator.
It's not a flight simulator because it's not simulating actual flight.
It might as well be, though. You're in like a cockpit, and
it's a space sim. Apparently, that's a genre.
Well, that was the most important question.
I didn't. Yeah,
you can't be like, "Do you like space?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course. Space is cool." You're like, "Do you like spaceships?" You're like, "Yeah, space is all right." And it's like, do you like being really bored monitoring like systems and engine things and like flying in first person?
In this game, though, you do fly in first person in this game.
And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, if we're talking about, like I mentioned, like I thought you were talking about Captain Forever Remix or whatever.
No,
that game's sick. It's about spaceships and flying around, and maybe there's warp drive.
No,
but it's third person and like simple and not like a freaking.
I played Elite Dangerous and it's fun. I had fun, okay?
No, it's not okay.
No, it's let me try to sell you on it. Let me try to
All right. Well, to first explain what Elite Dangerous is for people who might not know.
Okay, so Elite Dangerous is a open world space simulation, according to popular user-defined tags for this product, where you're a dude in a small spaceship who gets plopped somewhere in the middle of the Milky Way, not near Earth.
No, of course not.
No, that would be too easy. I think the year is like 3030 or something like that. Not that that really matters, but so you get plopped in a space system, and then they're just like, okay, here you go. And you're like, okay, now what? Admittedly, I bought this game probably like 4 months ago, and I didn't really do that much with it. I heard somebody talk about it.
Is your dog bothering you?
No, why?
No, I don't know.
He's very asleep.
Okay.
I could change that. Do you want me to change that?
I thought you. No, that's fine.
Okay.
Don't wake your dog up. That's rude. No, I thought you moved away from your mic in a I'm going to pick up my dog to keep him from barking way.
Oh, no, I was looking at my other monitor, which just happens to be on the other side of my face.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, what was I talking about? Elite Dangerous.
Yes, Elite Dangerous.
Nope, Elite Dangerous.
Why is it called that?
I think Elite is the name of the series. Apparently this is an old series.
Oh.
And then I guess it's dangerous, which I can attest to. It is dangerous out there. So I did what any space person would do, make a printout of my flight stick setup.
This sounds horrible.
It's great. If you like micromanaging bullshit, this is the game for you.
What would you like? I'm not even convinced that you like micromanaging bullshit, considering you just called it micromanaging bullshit.
I like this game, though.
Fuck, man. Games are terrible.
Games are terrible. So anyway, so I have my flight sheet here, and so I like figure out which button lets me look at my my map, and then I figured that out. And then
which button is it?
It's Jesus. It's throttle button 8, and then I have to move the mouse to the left, which is, I admit, an inefficient system.
You're actually using a flight stick for this?
I am, yeah.
Why do you have a flight stick?
For this game.
God damn it, Ryan. Can't just... I bet you're going to buy that heart rate monitor for that horror game, too.
Honestly, maybe.
Jesus.
I do want to get Track IR.
I was going to mention Track IR, too.
Because having to use the mouse to look to the left is huge bummers.
Is it big butts?
It is big butts. Anyway, so
it's awesome, then.
It's bad. So you have to look to the left, and then a screen pops up, and then you can control all this giant menu thing, and one of the options is map, and then you pull up the map, and it's like an entire map of the galaxy as you know it. And then you have to be like, okay, now what? And you have to, find a place you want to go. And so I spent, probably my first 3 hours jumping from star system to star system until I found something interesting to do. And so I found a space station somewhere next to some star. I don't fucking know. And then as I was flying to this space station, you're in Super Cruise, which is not quite hyperspace. It's faster. Mm-hmm. You can travel I think it's faster than the speed of light in this, but it's not. But it's not the foldy.
Yeah, no, matter can definitely do that.
Yeah, so it's not the foldy space-time shit that lets you jump really, really far. And when you do that, you're flying in, and then you have to slow down as you approach something to disengage, and then you end up next to the thing. But while you're doing that, sometimes you'll get pulled out, and I don't know how this happens, but you'll get pulled out, and then you're surrounded by pirates. And then you have to fight the pirates, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm just this little fucking guy with a little laser gun. What the fuck? But then you kill them, and it feels good.
So you usually kill them.
I've killed them 2 times this has happened.
How many times has it happened?
3.
What happens when you die?
Well, it depends on how bad they fuck up your spaceship. So the one time I didn't make it, but they were like, "We'll leave you alone for now." They damaged my thruster, and so I was like flying around in an infinite circle, and I put up a safety beacon, like a help beacon, and nobody came, and then I had to self-destruct.
And then what happened?
So when you die, there's 2 options. You have quote unquote space insurance or whatever, pilot insurance, which basically means
space insurance.
Which basically means you spend your in-game credits, which is just money, to spawn somewhere near where you were in the same ship that you were, or for no money you can spawn in the starter ship, in the starter area. But still have...
Games are terrible.
But, like, you still have all your junk. It's just you lost that spaceship.
What do you mean all your junk? What do you have besides your spaceship? Money?
You can store spaceships in other space stations. So, like, I suppose when you're, like, really good at this game and you have lots of money, you can, like, have a cargo ship stored in a place where you do trade routes, and then you have a dogfighting ship in a place where you want to do like hunting pirates or bounty missions or whatever.
Okay, so you can land on places and like build ships and buy parts and stuff.
Totally, yeah.
For some reason, I just thought that it was like, hey, you're not near Earth and you need to get back to Earth, and if you don't, it'd be like, game over, you're bad.
That's not. I don't think
Play
that's
again.
the point. I know there's like a guy on YouTube who's trying to get to Earth, which is apparently very.
I may have just filled in some of those details by myself, but
Yeah, it sounds like it. But you can. Yeah, so you can apparently go to Earth, but it's very far away. So and you need a lot of like money just to pay for the fuel to get there. So there's that. I don't know. I'm having fun flying around.
Stop it. Stop having fun.
Shooting with my spaceship. And I'm a big fan of cargo transport because I enjoy flying. I think the space dogfighty stuff I'm not very good at yet. Because it's hard. You have to like really know what you're doing to like. There's like all of these thrusters you can do. It's not just forward and back. There's like lateral and the other one. What's the other one called? They just call it boost. Oh no, thrust up, which is just up and down. So you can like you have to really understand 3D space, which is hard to comprehend.
That's
sometimes.
why we need Track IR, dude.
No, that would just help me look, which admittedly would be helpful.
No, Track IR will solve all your problems. How much money did you spend on that flight stick?
I don't know. It was like $100.
How much money is Track IR?
$150.
How much money is Elite Dangerous?
$60 American dollars.
Buy a console.
No,
To buy one game.
it's on PC.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're spending $300 on it, though.
You don't have to.
I actually heard this game's coming to Xbox One.
Yeah, I heard that. It has controller support, but I just don't like it.
I feel like, I guess I'd be missing out on part of the game if I played it with a controller, but I feel like that's the only way that I wouldn't be miserable while playing that game, is if I used a controller.
The mouse and keyboard sucks.
That's why I want to use a controller.
Yeah, the controller wasn't great either. This is definitely a flight stick game.
Then fuck that game.
No. I do wish that there were. I want to find a flight stick game that's less hard, where like
I really hope
it's about
they like
dogfighting.
make controller support better then.
I don't know,
because telling people like if they really are making a game that you kind of need a flight stick for, that's a problem.
I don't think so.
Yeah, who the fuck's gonna buy that game? People who already own flight sticks?
Yeah,
How many people already own flight sticks?
a lot of people.
How many people?
I don't know. I'm not a
More than 10,000 people?
probably.
Dude, I don't know.
There's
I
like
really don't know.
there's enough flight sticks on the market that like they have competing flight stick brands. It's not just like I don't know. I don't know, man. There's a lot of flight sticks. It's probably more than 10,000 flight sticks.
I'm just really angry and bitter at Elite Dangerous right now.
Why? Tell Ryan why.
I don't know. It's just stupid, man.
That no.
$100 for a peripheral to play this game.
Yeah.
Well,
And
we'll see. I think it's gonna be fascinating. Like I said, it's going to the Xbox One that does not have flight sticks.
you like Rock Band, and that's the
Yeah.
same thing.
I like Rock Band Blitz too.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, I love Rock Band Blitz. What? Don't tell me what I don't like.
I will. It's
I don't
not
think
as,
the game
that's
is
not
great.
as good as regular Rock Band.
It's got its own place in the Rock Band universe,
Not.
and I do love Rock Band.
I don't know, man. I think you're making that up.
That I love Rock Band, or that I love Rock Band Blitz.
That you love Rock Band Blitz.
No, I really like that game actually. It's like really fun. It's just like hey, I kind of feel like playing a music game that it doesn't require me to get out like my instruments and stuff.
I still think that you can't write off Elite Dangerous because you like Rock Band, and it's the same principle of buying expensive peripherals to play a game.
How? Okay, maybe so. I guess if I was really into flight simulators the way I was into music games, I might buy a flight stick.
Yeah, you're just not into that.
However,
How
many decades of DLC does Elite Dangerous have available for it?
I don't know, none. I think there's DLC.
I rest my case.
I just don't have any.
No, actually, I guess that makes sense. You really are into flight simulators. The investment is probably worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, man, there's a lot of people who, like, I'd say 92% of people do not give any shit about flight simulators enough to justify spending $100.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
At least like Rock Band, like one dude can just like buy a set for his frat house, and then like they'll play it at parties, and
then it's destroyed because it's at a frat house.
Well, yeah. Well, you get what I'm saying though. Like,
yeah, I do.
One person buys a Rock Band set, or like some roommates split it or something, and then like they play it only at parties. And then everyone gets enjoyment from it. Flight stick is like, hey, do you like to sit by yourself alone at a computer with track IR taped onto your forehead?
Yeah.
EliteDangerous.com.
Yeah, I do.
I'm really bitter right now, Ryan.
I don't honestly understand why, but okay.
I don't know. You're talking shit about my game, too.
That's fine.
I want to talk about a game that we both love.
Is that true?
You want to do that? Yeah, you want to do that?
Sure.
We'll do that after a quick word from our sponsors.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hello, I am normal guy who's thirsty, looking for a drink. What would you recommend?
A drink, you say?
Selling man.
A drink, you say?
Yeah, the beverage selling man. So tell me what I should drink.
Are you feeling low on energy?
Always.
Do you like?
I sleep all the time, and yet I wake up and I'm still tired. I think I'm depressed.
Do you like citrus?
It's alright. It's good.
Do you like soda?
I could go either way on it, honestly.
Do you like flavored?
I don't know what that means.
Do you like citrus flavored soda?
Like Sprite? That sounds pretty good.
Do you want to party like it's 1997?
I was 5 when that was
You were not.
happening. You don't know how old I am, beverage drinking man.
Well,
Beverage
way,
selling man. I'm the drinking man.
either way, 1997's finest Surge citrus flavored soda. There's caffeine in it.
What's so great about it?
There's caffeine in it.
I heard it's really cloyingly sweet and just not very good.
It's pretty good though.
All right.
It's green.
Can I buy just one?
No.
I just want one though.
You can only buy them as like a 12-pack on Amazon.com.
But I want one right now. I came in here looking for a drink, and I thought I was going to get one.
No, it comes with Prime Pantry. It'll be here in roughly 2 days. That'll be $16.
Does it really cost that much?
That'll be $15.99. Drink Surge.
You're doing a really shitty job, beverage selling guy.
Drink Surge. I'm gonna have a Surge.
Drink Surge.
And we're back.
Long awaited, kept you guys in anticipation.
That's true.
About the game that Ryan and I both love.
We both love it.
Do you know what game I'm talking about, Ryan?
Elite Dangerous.
Fuck you, man.
All right, what do you got? What do we both love?
Paper Mario.
I fucking love Paper Mario.
Hey, that game's awesome.
The game's so good.
I honestly, my memories of the first game and the second game just kind of smushed together at some point, so I couldn't remember which one was which. But Paper Mario is really good. Hey, they released it on the Virtual Console for Wii U this past week.
I want to buy that with money.
And that game's just good.
Yeah, it is good.
Maybe we're just nostalgic for it, but
either way,
it's super simple. You're not getting really into any complex shit with this game, but it's it's a Mario role playing game that once again it finds its style and just owns it. That game
totally
looks really good.
It does look good
because it just says like, hey, these are the hardware limitations of the N-Shitty 4, and we're going to embrace that fact and just make a game that looks good anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the characters are 2D, and which I'm sure is, it's got a low poly count, and then all the houses and stuff are just kind of blocky 3D models.
Man, it's a good looking game.
And it does wind up looking really good despite itself, and now it's playable on the gamepad on the Wii U, and that's just neat.
Oh man, I should do that.
The only thing I don't like is the C buttons are by default mapped to the right stick.
I don't like that.
Which I don't think there's anything you can do besides maybe you can map them to the D-pad instead.
That would be way better.
Except for when you need to use.
That would put them on the other side of the controller, which is awkward.
Yeah, because sometimes you want to, not move, but like, if you open up press right C to open up the partner menu, and then you have to like move your hand your finger back to the stick to go through it.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer.
It would work. It would just take some getting used to because I'm used to having the right stuff on the right one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of hard. Like more than once, I went to go do one of the C buttons, and I did a different C button.
Right.
It's like, yeah, that'll happen. I can't really get too pissed off about that, but
totally, yeah.
Yeah, that game's really fun. I haven't made it very far. I'm getting to the first boss. It's just super simple, and sometimes that's what I need. Also, I just want to say, do you remember the story for that game?
Hell no. Yeah. No.
Hell yeah, no. So you go to Princess Peach's castle per her invitation. She's having a little party.
Yep.
And you get up to the top of the castle towards the throne room or whatever, and she's like, oh, hey, Mario, what's up? And then suddenly the castle rises from the air because Bowser somehow put it on top of a gigantic, like, Koopa Kid Bowser mobile thing.
Yeah, that sounds like Bowser.
That is Bowser's greatest plan to date.
Yep.
I don't know how he pulled that shit off.
It's a very long con. He made Princess Peach buy a castle right over a place.
I can only imagine that he built the thing and the castle and somehow tricked her into moving in.
That's it. Yeah.
Because otherwise, there's no way you could like go underneath the castle and build that thing underground. Like that's not possible.
Yeah, you can't. Can't do it.
That was just my first observation about that game. Is that Bowser's craftiness game at that point is the best it's ever been. Also, at some point, he stole some sort of mythical artifact from a bunch of star people or something, and now he's got the power, and he's basically omnipotent.
Yep.
Man, that's a whole different Bowser than I just set a bunch of turtles in there, and then I dressed a bunch of people up like me, and they started throwing hammers until they got dropped into lava. Whole different Bowser.
Yeah, Bowser plays a weird role in that game. It's not like, I don't know.
At a certain point in that series, like in Super Paper Mario, you can play as him.
Really? I never played that game, so I don't know.
Yeah, he kind of stops being the bad guy at a certain point.
I mean, that's alright, I guess.
Yeah, that series went weird.
Yep.
But the first one, solid game. The certain parts of it don't necessarily live up to today's standards in terms of like, dynamic gameplay stuff like that. But
yeah,
it works. It's fun. I've always been interested in its really low numbers.
Yeah, I think that's really great.
It's an RPG that just deals with like super, super, super low numbers, and I think that's really cool. Also, when I'm leveling up in that game, I've always done just right in a row, HP or like heart points, flower points, badge points, and just rinse and repeat.
Is that, I can't remember, does that have the same system as Super Mario RPG where it's like you pick one of those three things, but then sometimes it's depending on what level you are, one of them better than the other one to pick, or is it always just one point?
No, it's always you get 5 flower points or 5 heart points or 3 badge points, and they will never go up unless you spend your level up on them.
Great.
Which is kind of lame.
I think that's fine.
Almost makes me feel like it is fine, but it almost makes me feel like maybe I could beat the whole game like at level 1.
I don't think that's possible.
It'd be possible. It'd just be more difficult.
Highly unlikely.
You need the hearts to. If you can't out damage them, you need the hearts to outlive them.
Yeah.
Unless you're like really good at action commands or whatever. You have to do like the whole intro chapter of that game without action commands. Like the whole press A when you're about to take damage.
That sucks. You should just be able to do it all the time.
Yeah, I kind of was like, when? I'm sorry, I forgot how this game is played. When do I get that thing? Because that's the cool part.
I don't remember.
And it's like, people who haven't played Paper Mario, it's like when you go to attack, like you go to jump on an enemy, you can hit A as you're about to land, and you can jump, and you get like do double damage. Or like an enemy's about to attack you, you can hit A to defend, like at the right moment, and you take 1 less damage. It's kind of like an important and integral part of the gameplay.
Yeah, I can't remember when you get that. I think Toad tells you at some point.
No, you get it after you go to Star Hill, once you make it back to the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
And Princess Peach has a baby Starman send you a necklace that does that. Obviously. But yeah, that game's cool. I mean, it's a little bit like, you just gotta memorize timings or whatever, and then hit A at the right time. But it's still better than just like, hey, I hit him. Oh, he hit me. I hit him.
Yeah.
Oh, he hit me, which is sometimes all RPGs are. So, it's cool. At the very least, it is a important milestone, or it's a landmark release in Nintendo's history when they did something different.
Yep.
And that's important as far as I'm concerned. And it kind of became its own series, so they must have done something right.
Until they fucked it all up.
Yeah, and then it'll never have another game after what they did.
Never. I'm upset.
you want to talk about news?
This is the Upset Cast. Yeah, sure.
The Upset Cast, the Grump Cast.
This is this is the big Grumps Cast. Want to talk about Rock Band 4?
Yeah, please say about Rock Band 4, because
I have a lot.
You've apparently been looking into it, and I haven't.
I have a lot. IGN did a big old
Igan.
Fucking...
I call them. If you're really close with them, you just call them Igan.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not that close with them.
Nah, you got to get on their good side.
Yeah. So two main things. They did an instrument preview.
Ooh, what?
Yeah, they got to look at the prototype instruments.
BRB Googling.
BRB Googling. So, spoilers, they look just like the old ones.
They have to.
In every single way, which is good.
Every single way? No, wait, no, that's not good.
Every single way, yeah. They look exactly the same. They say the improvements come from, like, internals and subtle changes to, like...
No, show me a picture. I need to see a picture.
You have to watch the video.
Fuck, I don't want to do that.
I know. The buttons apparently feel really nice, and they're a little bit quieter.
Are there still... Okay, so guitar. Here's the most important question.
Yeah.
Is the guitar... Like, are there bumps between the frets that make it impossible for you to slide between them? It looks like there are.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable, dude.
I never have a problem with that
I just don't like them they're in the way. Like, when I'm trying to move between frets, they are in the way.
I don't have that problem. You might be right, but I don't remember that being a problem.
Because, like, if you depress green,
yes,
and you want to move to red quickly, like, if you just keep it pressed down, just slide it to red, there's a piece of plastic in the way.
Or you just throw your middle finger down.
Or I could just not play it.
Sure.
What I'm saying is I don't want that plastic to be there. It makes my life easier, and it gives me anxiety knowing that it's there.
Sure.
I just like that when the buttons are, like on the Guitar Hero controllers, when the button's pressed in, that's when it's flush.
Yeah.
But when on the Rock Band controllers, when it's not pressed in, that's when it's flush with the neck. It makes it look more realistic or whatever, but who gives a shit? That's not the important part here.
Yeah.
But they couldn't change it too much. They're not going to change the number of buttons or anything, but I feel like they could have changed that.
Sure.
Continue talking.
Apparently
You're really being really dismissive right now, Ryan.
I'm sorry. I don't.
You just did it again.
The tilt's better.
Big old grump test. Crast. Big old grump crast.
Tilt's better.
Define better.
They say that it works more good.
Okay.
They didn't really get much more into it than that. The drums are gonna be better at
How
not
so?
Breaking.
I've actually never had any drum kits break on me.
Just first
pedals.
Yeah, my first Rock Band pedal broke, and then my first set of Rock Band 2 drums, my blue head had a big old tear in it, or crack. I guess it's a crack. It's made of plastic. But the cymbals are coming back. If anybody was into those, I am.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're coming back.
And do they like replace blue and yellow?
They're gonna work the same way as they did before, so I would assume so. Yeah. So pretty much.
Here's the thing about the drums.
Yeah.
I never broke any drum sets, but the drum pedals that give you pieces of shit. So I bought something called a rock pedal.
Mm-hmm.
That's an actual drum pedal hooked up with magnets.
That's tight.
That works as a Rock Band drum pedal.
Yeah, I mean the biggest part of this news is that I no longer feel the need to purchase new instruments.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah,
that seemed like what this was all coming down to was like, okay, so the instruments are new and improved, but if you already have them, is there any reason to buy the new ones?
Unless you're extremely bothered by how loud the guitar buttons are, or if your drums are broken.
Sure. That's a good reason to do it.
So apparently the microphone has gotten some nice internal adjustments, but who gives a shit, really?
Does that actually matter to gameplay?
No, not really.
Okay, then I'm going to stick with the whatever. It just need to pick up the pitch of my voice.
Yeah,
unless the new ones will somehow make it easier to sing, because they do a fair amount of singing.
So since we're talking about that, I'm going to jump right into that part. So apparently they say for hard and expert singing, you don't have to match the pitch of the melody. What you can do is do a whole bunch of improvisation and riffing on the melody. As long as you're in tune with the song, you'll get credit for singing.
Ooh, I don't know if that's gonna. Huh.
So the thing about it is that there's essentially they talked about like a circle as like the there's like a scoring metric thing. And it's two sides of a circle, and like the left side fills in as you sing the actual melody pitch for pitch. But then the right side will fill in.
Like it does in like the second game.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But the right side will fill in if you do successful singing outside of the melody, like improv stuff. Apparently to track different scores. It's probably for leaderboard crap. But I think that's super neat that they're kind of like one of the things that one of the developers said was like they wanted to give the singer more of an opportunity to feel like an artist.
I think that's
Super
probably
neato.
going to hold true.
Yeah, it feels super neato.
Okay, so that's kind of cool. You can kind of do it either way, because right now I struggle with hitting the exact, like, I was actually playing Rock Band the other day.
Uh-huh.
And I was singing, and I thought I knew the song, and like certain pitches of the guy's voice, like I just couldn't figure out where it was going.
Yeah,
so maybe I was actually in pitch with the song, and they would have given me points. Because I could not nail that particular line.
My problem often is I will like sing the melody of a song, and then the actual thing that I remember being the melody is part of the harmony, and so you just trek up and up and upwards while the melody goes somewhere else, and then the game will be like, no, you're fucking up, and I'm like, no, I swear that's how the song sounds. So it sounds like in Rock Band 4 you'll get credit for that because it'll count as like improv, which works for me.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a positive thing, even if, like, people who are used to playing on expert or whatever and are used to playing just exactly what the line tells them to, they can still do that just fine. And people who maybe
want to sing
us
who
can't do that, or
I can do that. It's just sometimes I fuck up.
Not
like
can't
straight
do that,
up,
but
yeah.
But like certain parts, you're just like, I want this song to sound more like this, and I'm staying in the
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work, but as long as you sing like in tune and in key, apparently you're good.
I think in general, I think this is a good thing. People's scores can only go up.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about drumming?
Sure.
So there's two things that are really, really great about drumming. First of all, when you have a drummer and you're in a band, the drummer counts off the band.
That's awesome.
So, like, when you start a song...
Do they have to?
They didn't say you could turn it off. They're talking about it as, like, a cool new feature. You tap on the green pad, like, 3 to 5 times to count off the band. And then the song starts.
That's so great.
It's so dope. I wrote so cool in parentheses.
How does that not exist yet?
I don't know. It would be even better is if they made the sticks somehow be able to send that information, because I just want to like lift my hands above my head and click my sticks. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then start playing drums.
They should make it like if the microphone is plugged in, it can listen for that.
Oh yeah, that's
I feel
smart.
like it could easily hear like that's like a distinct type of noise.
That's smart. You're smart.
And so it wouldn't be like you'd hear like the wood on wood like 5 times in a row. There's no way that the microphone would be like some guy would be like picking up 2 beer bottles and hitting them together, and they'd be like, start the song. Like they'd be like easily be able to figure out what 5 in a row.
Man, that'd be so good.
All right, we're gonna go drive to Harmonix right now. Tell them about it.
It's not far.
It's not far.
The other thing is, you remember playing drum fills to do overdrive?
Yep.
So in this game, instead of it being whatever the fuck you want to do as long as you hit green on time, they're adding a bunch of different fills that are predetermined based on genre and the difficulty that you're in.
And what if you don't play them the way they want you to?
It's probably fine, but I don't actually know.
Oh, so I guess my question is it a suggestion, or is it like if you miss one of these, you're gonna fuck up your streak? I'm assuming that's not the case.
I'm assuming it's a suggestion, based. I think you can still. Yeah, it would go against the idea of like the singing thing that they were doing for them to tell you how to play your drum fill. So I imagine you can also do a whatever the fuck drum fill you want. Too, as long as you end on green. I think that's still the thing. But I'm not actually sure. But I thought that was cool, because sometimes people are like, I don't know how to do a drum fill. Because those are legitimately hard, and they're drummer things. My biggest complaint with the drum fills was always like, I feel like I would be playing in time, but like the sound of my drum fill is like a different speed than like the song playing, so it always fucked me up when I played it.
Well, I think you could always turn them off, at least in the third one.
Oh, really?
My biggest problem was that I just I needed to keep the rhythm of the song.
Yep.
And they'd be like, do a drum fill. I'm like, no,
it's hard.
I lost the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I lost, like, the or whatever, like the basic rhythm. Because I started to do, like, a crazy drum roll thing.
Right. Oh, man. Yeah, and then they talked about the campaign a little bit, and they called it a Rock Band RPG, but that they didn't really get much farther into it.
Bring it on. Absolutely, bring it on.
The one quote I got from that was, whoever has the mic will be able to, like, interact with the crowd and tell them jokes. Like, in between songs.
How does that even work?
I don't know.
Did it, like, rate you on how funny your joke was?
Apparently they just, react.
You'd be like, hey, what kind of books do comedians read? Comic books. And then it's like, yeah! Like, going crazy.
Maybe.
I don't think they possibly could recognize any of that, any such stuff. But
who knows? I don't know.
Cool.
Maybe Harmonix needs more credit than we give them, but I don't think that's going to work very well. Yeah, so that's Rock Band 4. I'm super stoked. Hype train getting real. That's got to be coming out holiday. Oh, the other thing about those drum fills is that they're adding them into all of the old DLC too.
Cool.
So it sounds like they're upgrading all the old DLC into the new engine, and then everything else will be like work the same. So
I guess they kind of have to do that.
Which, kudos on them. That shit probably takes forever.
I noticed that kind of it tend to be like most DLC songs, or some DLC songs don't have any singing percussion breaks. Have you noticed that by any chance?
I mostly can't tell the difference between regular Rock Band songs and DLC songs anymore. It's all just plain Rock Band.
I guess I'm just in tune with that a little bit more.
I'm not.
I'm just wondering if they're going forth. I guess they can't really add it automatically, but it doesn't even matter. I was just saying I noticed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's Rock Band. What do you got for news?
Oh, that was all your news? Well, you said you had another news.
Xbox One getting TV DVR functionality.
Yeah, but we don't even know if that's... I thought that meant that your Xbox One could become a DVR, which would be like the sexiest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life, and I will buy another Xbox One.
No, you won't.
Just to use as a DVR, because I don't actually have... The one I have is on my desk instead of like plugged into my TV. I won't buy one, but... Ryan seems to think that it just will let you access the DVR you already have, which would make me mad because I don't have one of those.
Yeah. I don't know. Because your option requires a lot of like HDCP handshaking and probably content like the content providers would have to like give the okay for that. I mean, they probably could, but it's like more deals that Xbox would have to make.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So who knows?
All right, so here's something we talked about last week that has been kind of updated. PT is gone forever.
Yeah, it is.
If you delete playable teaser from your PS4,
no,
you can never get it back.
No.
Which means I need to play it really soon just in caseies.
No, that's been disproven. The thing you're talking about has been disproven.
When?
5:06/15, 10:22 a.m.
No? I just read this morning.
I'm reading... I saw a tweet from Patrick Klepek, who wrote an article about that, and they're not doing that.
They're not doing that. You'll still be able to download it again?
Yes.
I'm reading an article from GameInformer.com that says, update, Konami has confirmed that PT has been completely deleted from the PlayStation Store. We already announced previously that the distribution period of the PT demo was going to expire on April 29th. A representative told us via email. The reasons were that PT is a playable teaser for a project that has been discussed with Guillermo del Toro and Norman Reedus. This was
wait, hold on, stop. I thought you were talking about another thing where someone posted an image of their PT having an expiration date.
I'm talking about the fact that you can't go back into your purchased items and delete it. I mean, you can't, like, if you delete it, you can't go into purchased items and re-download it.
No, you totally can.
I don't believe you.
You totally can do that. I'm going to look it up right now. You can totally do that.
This reports that attempting to re-download the software reportedly results in an error.
Really?
We've reached out to Konami for comment. We'll update should we receive a response. So I guess they said, hey, what's up with this? People getting errors, and they try to re-download it, and they said they just gave the the reason why they're deleting it. Konami has confirmed the PT has been completely deleted from the PlayStation Store.
Man, that sucks. If that's really true, I'm so confused.
It makes sense. They probably no longer have the rights to distribute that content. Honestly,
I'm just so confused. Basically, never delete PT ever.
Yeah, this falls in the category of just in cases. Just don't ever delete PT.
Never ever delete PT. Apparently,
it only takes up like 1.5 gigs of space. So,
like, I'm at the point where I'm so paranoid about losing stuff that I might put that on a flash drive if that's possible.
I wonder if you can copy it instead of moving it.
Maybe.
Let's see. There's some other news.
Is there other news?
Oh, that's a lot of news.
Tell Ryan about the news.
You're gonna believe this shit.
Tell Ryan about the news.
All right. So Sega is not going to have a booth at E3 this year.
Oh man, they're giving up their booth?
Yeah. They just said fuck it. Well, they already said that they're moving on to like mobile and PC only.
Really?
Yeah, that happened earlier, or like the end of last year, or earlier this year. Yeah, it's kind of weird because they just decided that has the most potential for growth. They don't have to worry about like, oh, Sony released a new console, better start making games for that now. It's like just PC and mobile is going to be PC and mobile, and there's a lot of people. It's a huge area of growth right now, especially mobile.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a lot of ways, maybe they made the right choice, but it's kind of weird. And they're not going to be at E3 because they're not peddling their stuff as hard as they used to. I don't know. It's kind of the end of an era with that, but this shit happens. I mean, they're not dead.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't know.
I think they're dead.
I don't think we can count them out yet. There's going to be plenty more Sonic games to play.
Yeah.
Have you been to swordorwhip.com?
I think I clicked on that link. I picked sword. I don't know.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know, man. I like swords. I don't know what that is. What is that?
So I don't think anybody knows what it is. People are claiming, like, the internet is veritably alight with people who are claiming that this is the guy Iga Higurashi, I think is his name, who worked on some of the Castlevania games.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to make sure I'm not wrong. I know he worked on some of the Castlevania games. Mm-hmm. He left Konami last year, like a year ago. I'm sorry. What the heck is... It's Koji Igarashi. Everyone just calls him Iga because of his last name. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he made a lot of Castlevania games. Castlevania Chronicles. He was the assistant director, programmer, and scenario writer for Symphony of the Night. He produced Dawn of Sorrows, Portrait of Ruin, Curse of Darkness, Dracula X Chronicles, Order of Ecclesia, Castlevania Judgment, Harmony of Despair, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. And he left Konami last year, around this time. Yeah. And so this website surfaced. I think it's swordorwhip.com. Let me get the exact link here. And yeah, swordorwhip.com. And you click on it, and it just brings you to a simple, like, flash ass website.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of Dracula, who looks a lot like Koji Igarashi. Mm-hmm. And he asks you to click on either the sword or the whip.
He says, you may now vote again, because I voted already.
Yep. Whip again.
Sword.
You have dabbled in the alchemic arts? Yeah, Igarashi, I have. And then it
I don't get it.
In no way has anyone confirmed that this is, like, official or anything. Like if I've never seen, like, a post from, like, official, like, Koji Igarashi verified Twitter being like, hey, check out this website I just made. Mm-hmm. So as far as I'm concerned, right now this is just some dumb thing. Although it does recommend that you tweet sword or whip, you decide, swordorwhip.com, #Igavania. Mm-hmm. Which maybe is hinting at the fact of what people were thinking might happen, is that Igarashi is going to be having a Kickstarter real soon where he makes a Castlevania game that isn't called Castlevania.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
He might pull a Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
And I will probably give him money.
Sure.
Because I really like the new Castlevania games. Everything from Symphony of the Night on, which is what he worked on, the games are really good.
For your consistent voting, you are now in the Broadsword clan.
Stop voting for Sword.
I won't.
Sword will never win.
You seem to like that weapon a lot. Asmodee the Aberrant. I like it. The way the light shines across your sickness.
Actually, I'd be fine with Sword. I kind of want Sword to win.
But you were, like, so gung-ho about Whip.
Yeah, but I thought about it in relationship to, like, how he made the new games.
Yeah.
And he's good at making the games with swords.
All right. That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
Symphony of the Night and that kind of stuff.
Are you prepared to deal with the consequences of your choice?
You've switched sides. How interesting. Stop judging me.
This is
okay,
this is a weird
Dracula.
thing.
All right, Darkula.
Yeah. All right. Your vote
Okay.
counts for something. A new vital heart.
Yeah, who
pulsing
knows
with
what this
blood.
even is?
Um,
From now on, I will call you Shax the Sanguine. You may call me Sir. Thanks,
I won't.
Sir.
I won't.
Hey, so did you know that Dead Island 2 got delayed?
What's Dead Island?
That weird first-person, like MMO light thing that isn't actually an MMO at all. It's just what it seemed like, and with zombies, and you're on a tropical island, and they had that trailer that was really crazy, and everyone took notice of.
Nope.
And they used to belong to THQ, and they got sold to Deep Silver, and then they're working on like a MOBA. Is this not ringing any bells?
Nope.
So when I heard that Dead Island 2 got delayed, the first thing that came to my mind was Dead Island 2 wasn't released already?
Mm-hmm.
But then I remembered that was Dead Island Riptide that came out like 2 years ago, almost, now. And, it wasn't almost 2 years. But, hey, I'm in the Rapier clan now.
Whoa.
What will I do with the loser? I don't even think I can vote for Swip anymore.
That doesn't
yeah, I
make any
can.
sense.
So yeah, Dead Island Riptide was just like a 1.5 BS, and then they made Escape from Dead Island, and basically that thing is just out of control. I remember Dead Island 2, they had a trailer at E3 last year, and like Jack Black was in it or something, or a guy that sounded a lot like Jack Black.
Sure.
I don't know. Apparently that game's not coming out this year, and nothing of value was lost. Because if I played the first game, and it's really not very good. Okay. Have you heard about Yooka-Laylee?
Yep.
Do a quick check, see how much money that game has currently made.
I think it's over $2 million at this point.
I don't think it got that high.
Dollars, not pounds.
Oh, maybe that's correct then. For people who haven't seen the Kickstarter news or read the article on the website about it, bearvsman.com, a bunch of old ex-Rare employees, the guys who worked on Donkey Kong Country and Banjo-Kazooie and GoldenEye 007 and that kind of stuff, they made a Kickstarter, and they're basically releasing what they're calling a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie, but I would call it more aptly like an unapologetic nostalgia grab. Because they're just literally not even pretending it's not exactly just another Banjo-Kazooie game. Like 100%.
It looks pretty, though. Like
it does look pretty. That is true.
The initial arts look good.
And instead of being a bear and a bird, you're an iguana and...
No, it's a chameleon.
It's a chameleon?
Yeah.
It's a chameleon and a bat, which... Natural progression. You're going to go from bear and bird to chameleon and bat. Obviously. Apparently they chose that because they were interested in the unique gameplay mechanics that those breeds of animals would provide. They're at 1.4 million British Royal Pounds with 41 days to go. And for reference, they only wanted 175,000 British Royal Pounds.
Yeah.
But then their initial set of stretch goals included the possibility that they'd get £1 million. So...
Yeah.
They probably wanted £1 million.
Totally. I'm not surprised that game is doing incredibly well on Kickstarter.
I'm not either. People are kind of going crazy about it because people really genuinely believe that they want to play another Banjo-Kazooie game.
I don't think I do.
And I will not doubt that there are people who really, in their heart of heart, are convinced that they want to play another Banjo-Kazooie game. But I don't think they do.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to have to do some crazy modern magic with this. Because if it just comes out and it's Banjo-Kazooie again, people are going to be like, oh, wait, I remember when I stopped playing this game when I was 12. I remember why I stopped.
Yeah.
It could be a problem. Also, everything Did you listen to any of the music tracks that they suggested, like
Yep.
the preview ones?
Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
Genuinely, well, the David Wise one is good. David Wise is awesome. The guy who did all the music for Donkey Kong Country. That shit's great.
Grant Kirkhope.
Grant Kirkhope, the song he played, the jungle level thing, is just like, it's straight up a Banjo-Kazooie song.
You can't. No, no, you can't do that.
What do you mean?
That's no. He that's his style, man. All his shit sounds like that, in some way.
Like the Perfect Dark and 007 soundtrack?
Well, no, but
GoldenEye?
like all the things that are 3D platformers.
Be that as it may, if you played that song for me and I was like, cool, what song is that? And you'd be like, it's from the Banjo-Kazooie soundtrack. I'd be like, yep. Like,
Sure.
it sounds exactly like a Banjo-Kazooie song.
Are you saying that like it's a bad thing?
I think I am.
I don't think you should.
Why? You just admitted that you don't
'Cause
want to play one of those games.
Yeah, but that game had a cool soundtrack.
It had the thing that I thought was most cool about its soundtrack, the first game and the second game, was how unique they were.
Yeah.
And if this is going to have an identical soundtrack, it's not going to be unique. But
Debatable,
this is just one
but okay.
track. I'm not saying they're all going to sound like this or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of time for them to develop music. This game's not going to come out anytime soon.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
we'll see. I'm not doubting Grant Kirkhope's abilities. I'm not hating on him.
Sounds like you're hating on him a little bit.
All I'm saying is that I like the one that David Wise put out there instead. Like, I liked it more.
Okay.
It was distinctly. It sounded like some of his old stuff, but it was more distinct. Listen to it right now. It's awesome. Because he also did Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Mm-hmm.
They finally got him in there. He didn't do the first one, but he did Tropical Freeze.
That was a good soundtrack.
He also worked with David Wise is a cool guy. He worked with that ocremix.org, the video game remix website. He worked with them to create like a Donkey Kong Country 2 album, and some of the stuff they made was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The song is dope.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if I want to get if I want to back them. I haven't backed them yet. Have you?
No, not yet.
If I want to get a console version of the game, which I do, that's going to cost me like $24.
Yep.
And man, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is going to be at least a $30 game at release for everybody else.
Yeah, if they go digital only, this is just. I think this is the only way that they should. They should do that.
Yeah.
They should go digital only, so they don't have to sell it for $60. Because as soon as you put something in a box, it's hard to sell
Lots
it.
of money.
It's hard to sell it for less than $60 everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think if they just went digital only, set a $30 price tag on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't even need to sell anything at this point.
Yeah.
They made almost $2 million in Kickstarter. They could easily, they could potentially finish the game and still walk away with a profit if they spend their money wisely.
Yeah. I'll probably get in on that Kickstarter just cause.
Yeah, I feel like I am going to play it, and
Yeah, me too.
$24 is probably going to be at least $1 less than how much they're
The
going to sell it
actual price.
for.
Yeah.
So I might as well just.
You might as well just do it, right?
Yeah, except that there's no actual guarantee that this game's ever going to come out because it's Kickstarter.
I mean, but seriously, they've gotten so much money, it'll come out. There's no way
Yeah,
that
you remember,
lack of funding will be this game's downfall.
do you remember Double Fine?
No.
You don't remember the first big Kickstarter, Double Fine for Broken Age?
No.
Double Fine adventure game Kickstarter made $3.3 million.
Oh yeah,
And they
it's
released
an
the first
adventure
part
game,
of it.
So I stopped listening. Yeah.
They released the first part of it, and they came back and they said, "Hey, we need more money to make the second part."
No.
Okay, never mind then.
I don't play adventure games. So
I'm not asking you to play the adventure game. I've never played this game either. But
well,
like 3 or 4 years ago, it was this big hullabaloo. It was the first ever like super successful Kickstarter by Double Fine. You know those guys.
Debatable, but okay,
Double
sure.
Fine, like Psychonauts and Brutal Legends and Grim Fandango.
I know all those games. I'm really bad at publishers, or developers. I'm bad
They're
at both. So either way, I'm bad at those.
They raised $3.3 million, and then they wound up later coming back and asking for more money because they didn't spend it good. And then they finally just released the second part of that game like last month.
Sure. Okay.
Why do you talk to me like I'm crazy?
It's just like I don't.
Like, that's nice, dear.
Yeah, kinda. I mean,
well, what I'm saying is that
what's your
they've
point?
earned not even that much money. It's possible that it might not come out.
It's gonna come out. Don't do that. It'll come out.
I'm just saying it's not a sure thing.
Sure. It's not a sure thing. Got it. I don't know. It'll come out.
I just don't know why you're so positive.
Because somebody has to be.
No, I'm not saying positive versus negative. I don't know why you're saying like 100% chance this game will be released.
Unless all three of them, four of them, however many people die in a horrible fire.
Yeah, that might happen. I mean, other shit happens.
It's
very likely that given the popularity of their Kickstarter that they seem all in on it and is most likely going to get released. But Kickstarter is not a guarantee by any means, and neither is 1.4 million British Royal Pounds.
It'll come out.
Ryan, I heard that this week you spent $25,000 on an eBay auction for a legless Peach amiibo. Is this true?
Yep.
That's
old news.
Is it old news?
Did that thing sell again? Did that thing go on sale again?
I did see. No, I did see. I thought I heard that they were finalizing it now, but I did see some other, like a Peach that they refer to as breakdancing because it wasn't attached to the base. And it's like tumbling around in the package.
Yeah,
but they only wanted like $50 for that on eBay.
I don't know why Legless Peach is so expensive.
Yeah, $25,000. That seems high for a piece of a figurine that costs $16 or $12.
Yeah, I don't.
Even you don't get it. It's a mystery to everyone.
Those kinds of things, I don't understand.
It's like it's Beanie Baby madness, man.
You can buy a Frieza amiibo for $500.
That's not real. What comes out when you put it on the gamepad?
I don't know.
It's got to be something.
It's got its own box.
Probably just Mario.
Probably.
Imagine you buy that thing and just immediately open it up. And people just have heart attacks.
Yeah, no, that'd be bad.
Oculus Rift has a release date for its consumer model. Or not a release date, but it's coming Q1 2016.
Do they have like a price for that?
Not yet. But that's the window that they're shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
So if you played Dota 2 and you didn't, I mean not you, but you can buy the
hypothetical.
You can buy the compendium that goes along with their yearly Dota tournament for $10, and then like that permits you a bunch of in-game rewards and stuff like that. And then when the tournament actually happens, like you can watch the games through the client, and then if you're watching the game and something cool happens, you get items. It seems kind of an interesting way to get the community involved. But that went on sale this past week. And I was like, oh, cool, that must mean the International is soon. It's August 3rd.
That sounds right.
That sounds so... it seems like they're releasing that giving it plenty of time, giving it plenty of room to breathe between the release of the compendium and when the tournament starts. So it's going to be... I think it starts on August 3rd, and it's a 6-day long tournament.
It's a long
in like a stadium. Like it's They go all out for this thing, and then also a certain percentage of the money that you spend on the compendium is put into the prize pool for the tournament.
Neat.
Which is really cool. It's just not a new thing, but like I said last week, I think Dota 2 tournaments are bananas. That game is bananas.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to watch it when it comes out. I have not yet decided if I'm spending $10 on the compendium yet. But maybe I will.
Sure, do it. Why not?
Because $10.
Yeah, yeah.
So they confirmed, rumors were flying around, they confirmed Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 is coming soon.
Didn't they already do that?
It was a all but confirmed leak, but they've officially announced it's not going to be some weird spin-off game or remake or something. It's going to be called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. But I don't know much besides that. I don't think we know very much besides that at all in terms of how it plays or anything. But there's a certain amount of something that we're going to expect from a game that's named the next in a series like that.
Yeah.
So we're expecting a lot. As a longtime fan of that series, I'm expecting a lot.
Sure. Have fun. Skateboards.
Games are fun.
Debatable.
No, the debate would probably be if you liked it or not. In which case, I would not debate you on a game on like the debate. One side, Ryan likes this game. Other side, Ryan does not like this game. But it's potentially a fun game. People can have fun playing that game. Unless they really... God damn it, Ryan!
Oculus Rift Development Kit 2 is $350. I imagine that's the price.
What? How much is develop? Oh, Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
250?
300.
300.
It comes with Track IR.
Yeah, it does. They did that now.
So,
hey, fuck that. Don't buy a Track IR thing. Just buy a Oculus Rift.
Nah, I'll probably buy a Track IR. Not convinced Oculus Rift won't make me throw up everywhere.
You'll get used to it eventually.
Maybe. I need somebody to make a game that I want to play on it, because otherwise I don't see the point.
How about Elite Dangerous?
Sure, I would do that. Yeah, 100%.
I think
that'd be fun. That'd be tight.
I bet. Okay, so maybe if that particular flight space simulator does not have support, not native support, someone will either add it or there are other space simulators that have it. I'm positive.
Yeah, I'd believe that.
Okay, so
for sure.
That's pretty much it for news. I'm just going to tell you about all the free games that are coming out in May that you can get.
We haven't done that.
Nope,
since
because
April.
It wasn't May yet. Last time we podcasted. So when we get the garbage 360 ones out of the way, or the Xbox ones, because they're trash. They're just a straight up dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
So you can still get Pool Nation FX, which is it's got the longest loading times in the game right now.
Yep.
You can also get Castle Storm Definitive Edition for Xbox One. I don't know anything about that game, but I looked at some screenshots, and it looks like it might potentially be kind of cool.
Never heard of it.
But it's not really like, oh shit, finally, Castle Storm Definitive Edition is out on Xbox One for free, games with gold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one said that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, I don't know. It looks like it plays. It looks like Swords and Sorcery, not Swords and Sorcery. Swords and Soldiers a little bit, but like a little bit. It's probably got a little bit more depth than that. You like build your castle, and it looks like a 2D RTS almost.
Yeah,
looks like it might be kind of cool actually. Maybe I'll load it up sometime. Because obviously I downloaded it. For 360 this month, you can get Mafia 2 and F1 2013. I've got nothing to say about that.
Me either.
Now, the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation in general ones do look a little bit more promising.
Okay.
So for PS4, you can play Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition.
I'm sick of that being a free game.
Yeah, I feel like... yeah, I completely agree. But this is the best edition. And it like almost all these games are available on PS4 anyways, so people are going to have a plethora of PS4 games to play. Right. There's another PS4 exclusive. It's called Ether 1, which I've never heard of. But I'm going to read the description from the PlayStation blog because it actually sounds kind of cool. This haunting first-person puzzler tasks you with restoring the minds of the mentally ill by solving complex puzzles and sewing together the frayed strands of the patient's lives. Be warned, not everything is as it seems. That sounds kind of cool. That sounds different. Also, for all 3 platforms, you can get Race the Sun, which is describes it as a minimalist racing game I've heard of before. Highly recommended. Definitely the kind of game that's probably best left not paying any money for, because I don't know if it's like a really extensively long game, but I heard it's pretty cool.
Yep.
And then also the Unfinished Swan, which is that game that's like all black and white, and you like paint the world to fill in the missing pieces or something. Developer Giant Sparrow made big waves with this project thanks to its astounding art style and thought-provoking gameplay. Will you help find a fitting end to this fairy tale? Experience a breathtaking story filled with delightful twists. I've actually had it's very distinct art style, so I've had my eye on it, and I like games that look different. So I might actually play that because I kind of had my eye on it already.
Sure, go for it.
Also for all platforms, Ho-Hokum, which is actually that's a relatively new game, I think.
Last year.
Yeah, and it's a weird. It's a kind of abstract kind of. You explore a crazy, colorful world. And it's this really weird, like almost aimless sort of game, is my understanding of it. That like there's a point in each level, but they don't give you any hints. You just kind of like mess around with stuff, and eventually something happens.
Yeah, that's cool.
That sounds alright. I don't really want to waste too much time on it, but could be fun. And then for PS Vita only, Murasaki Baby. A strange puzzle game with an eerie atmosphere. Players guide Baby through a nightmarish landscape in search of home. It's cute and also a little weird. I've never heard of this game.
Me either.
I'm not sure I want to hear of this game, which is fine, because I don't own a Vita.
I own a Vita, but I don't care.
Sometimes I wish I owned a Vita, and then I remember that they have proprietary memory cards that cost $1 billion, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm probably better off.
Yeah, I don't use mine admittedly that much.
But sometimes you're just like, I need to play Frobisher Says right now. And then it's suddenly worth all the money you spent on it.
Yep,
what's the thing he says? He wants you to rub his abnormally long wiener dog or something?
Yeah, something like that.
That's hilarious. All right, Ryan, plug it up.
Plug it up. I'm gonna plug it in.
Get closer to your microphone.
You can email us at bearvsmangaming at gmail.com.
Bear vs man gaming at gmail.com.
We are on bearvsman.com. You can follow us on the Twitter.
bearvsman.com. No one else is on there. Yet.
Literally. Why? Do we have something in the works?
Nope. Never.
Okay. Okay. You can follow us on Twitter at bearvsman. You can. We're on Stitcher.
Oh yeah.
Listen to it on that.
We've been on iTunes.
Yeah, leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us become
even if you
cool.
don't listen to us on iTunes.
Just give us a review.
No, I mean, like, you don't have to necessarily listen to us on iTunes to leave the review. You can listen to us somewhere else and then put the review on iTunes. I'm just saying. That's
true.
the easiest. That's where most people,
That's
or a lot of people, go looking for that stuff. Stitcher is also a really good place.
Mm-hmm.
So spreading the word in those ways would be the most effective, or just telling somebody you know at school. We have as of recording, we have like 27 likes on Facebook. I don't know where they came from, but if you're listening, we love you. But then again,
we love you. We like you. Please come back.
Yeah. If you just thought this podcast was just way too grumpy, give it another shot. We're not always this grumpy.
Sometimes we're grumpy.
Yeah, everybody's got their grumpy moments. We can't, we're only human.
We did have that technical difficulty
or bear
at the top of the show
or something.
It flavors the episode.
Yeah, shit happens. We just got to keep going.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, I mean.
Wait, did we plug everything yet?
I think so.
Okay, then. See you next week, kids.
Yeah, see you next week on Bear vs. Mancast.